Okay, hello. I'm making some time today to record this next part for the Saturn processing series thing that I have going on. Um, and today, mainly, we will be talking about Saturn in the seventh house, specifically my placements, or not my placement, but I do have displacement, but my experiences of what I learned and took in from displacement over time, over the years, and just how I got to this point in my understanding. So Saturn in the seventh house is having to do with relationships. So relationships of all types, friendships, best friends, sexual relationships, romantic relationships, business relationships, family relationships. And when Saturn is on your angle as well, it is affecting all your life, like all parts of your life. So it's quite literally affecting it's aspecting your 10th house, it's aspecting your 4th house, 10th house of career, how you're seen in the world, in the public eye, and just recognition. And then your 4th house, which is your family life, your private life, your inner world, how your household is ran, things along those lines. And then you have your 1st house, which is yourself. So this is directly affecting you on the other end. So it's very different for the opposition. At least for me, I experienced both pulls from myself, and then I have all this energy going on in my 7th house. So the opposition, I can't even talk. The opposition for me is definitely very felt and noticeable. And yeah, besides that brief introduction, I'm gonna just get into the things that I learned. Like, I wrote this stuff down. I wrote down a lot. I might have to break this up into like another part. Well, it's gonna be a third part to this because I have too much here to discuss, and it's not gonna be in 10 minutes. It's gonna be more than 10 minutes. But let's get into it. Okay, so some of these things. Okay, I'm being paranoid. Some of these things might be typical things that you know in a relationship, or that you learn over time. But given me, and my Saturn placement and other people's Saturn in the 7th house, relationship themes and issues in relationships are a major focus in regards to your lessons that you're supposed to learn in your life. So you're going to be hyper focused and hyper aware of these little details and the lessons that relationships provide to you. So the first thing I have here is it's not okay to not talk through problems quickly. And that is a thing that I learned over time from experiencing relationships and being in relationships. You have to resolve, you have to have some type of conflict resolution skills. You have to be able to talk through. So Saturn put me in these situations where I had to see the importance of talking through. And of course, you don't really understand the lesson of Saturn until after the fact. So once you get to reflect, or at least for me, of course, everybody's different. If you can understand lessons in the middle of it, you are different. But I don't understand the lessons until after the Saturn transit, or after this person that was supposed to bring this lesson in my life leaves my life. That's when you end up learning. And that is one of the things that I really dug deeper into learning and understanding, that you have to talk through problems quickly with a partner, whether it's a business, or you can't let things build up. You have to nip it in the bud. It's okay to give a little bit of time, but you have to have strict boundaries on when you would need to talk about things, or if the conflict is going to get resolved, or if it's not going to get resolved, so you can move forward. But letting a conflict happen, giving a silent treatment, avoiding that issue is not okay, and it's not beneficial for you or the other person that's involved. And it's just the right thing to do to try to regulate your emotions to be able to solve the issue. That's the first thing. Okay, the next thing, which is pretty important, it's okay to make a mistake, but the emotionally mature thing to do is recognize quick that you made a mistake and take accountability. So I've encountered this situation also. We're human beings at the end of the day. Nobody's perfect. Mistakes are going to happen. Mistakes are going to happen. However, the repairing and damage control and how you change things moving forward after that mistake happens is what is really, really important. It's not more so of the mistake that you made, is how you handle the aftercare of that mistake. Are you apologizing? Are you genuinely seeing how you were wrong in that mistake you made? Or are you just deflecting? Are you not validating your partner's feelings? Are they? So that part is really, really, really important. And I just want to emphasize that mistakes are normal. We're human beings. We make a ton of mistakes every day, a ton of mistakes every week, a ton of mistakes every year. It happens. But when we make those mistakes, we course correct, right? So that's the same thing with a relationship. You have to take accountability and own up to all your mistakes and change the mistakes moving forward. And the next thing after this, so heavy things with Saturn in the 7th house is boundaries. So the next thing I want to piggyback on what I said before is you can't do anything after apologizing and taking accountability. You don't need to continue to chase. So people don't have to accept your apology, number one. That's the one thing that I was getting here. People don't have to accept your apology. So if you are genuinely sorry, that's great. That's just the right thing to do. The right thing to do is to apologize and own up to your actions and your mistake that you made. You don't have... Wait, what I'm about to say. Somebody's walking up and that's making me lose my train of thought. But they don't have to accept your apology. They don't have to let you back in their life if you did something that harmed them. Even though if it was a genuine mistake, they don't have to let you back in their life. They don't have to accept your apology. But you can only control your actions. You can only control yourself at the end of the day. And it's very much okay for them to not want you back in their life after a conflict that you guys had, or a disagreement, or they were disrespected, or whatever the case may be. So you apologize for yourself and for them, but that's the only thing that you can do beyond that point. I'm gonna just do 2 more and then I'll put this into another part or another video that I'll do another time. But the next one is, this one is a good one too. Understand and pay attention if you're truly in the state of mind to date, meaning, are you emotionally available? Are you able to talk about your emotions without withdrawing? If you aren't, then you are not ready to be in a relationship. That one, it took me some years to understand that one, and that one is very, very important as well. You cannot be dating people. You can't be out here creating bonds with people and stuff like that if there's no expectation on a relationship, or if you're not even emotionally available to be in a relationship. So the main thing here is just clear expectations of what Saturn wants you to have, clear expectations of what you want in a relationship and what works for you. So it doesn't matter if you're trying to be in a relationship with this type of person, or if you're trying to be with this person just for sex, or whatever the case. There needs to be clear expectations on what the relationship is and just the terms of it before just things going, like, before things can proceed to go along, before you're in a situationship with somebody for a year or for 2 years and you don't even know what the hell is going on. You need to be aware of what you're doing and who you're bonding it with and the terms of the relationship. If they are not emotionally available, okay, cool. If they just want sex, okay, cool, but that needs to be something that's discussed and something that's known and communicated up front. And if they're unsure, if you're getting like a mixed reply, or that's your answer right there too. So what's for you will always be very, very clear and easy. I think I did speak on this in the beginning of this, but it said it's not acceptable to not resolve an argument after 48 hours. This causes damage to one or both emotionally. If you can't solve or this is my personal standard, if we can't solve an argument in 2 days, like I get it, you need space, but we can't sit here and talk about it and discuss it in 2 days, then I am going to emotionally move myself on, because it's just, that's just not right. Unless, I mean, it depends. Everything is different if you need more time, but you really need to be talking through issues with your partner. And the more space you create in between an issue creates more distance. The whole point of a relationship is to be working as a team. So you don't want to have all this distance when you're having an emotional issue, and that disconnects you from the person completely, unless that's what you want. But if your goal is to be in a relationship, and if you say you want to be in a committed relationship, that's just something that you have to do and something that you have to work on. 48 anything over 48 hours is not acceptable, and it will not be tolerated. So that is my little Saturn lessons for Saturn in the 7th house. I have a lot more here, but I'm gonna have to do another video. Let me know if you enjoyed this video at all. Let me know if you enjoy me talking about my Saturn return or my Saturn placements or just Saturn in general. Please let me know. Subscribe, comment, like if you like that type of content. Yeah, but I'll talk to y'all later. Peace out. This video was super longer than I intended it to be, but bye.